pick up the smartphone you are holding right now, or, well, the one sitting on your desk.
Yeah, we usually just look at the shiny glass, right?
Exactly. But beneath that surface is this massive, invisible, global assembly engine. Today, we are taking a deep dive into the staggering geographic shift in how our electronics are actually made.
It is a massive shift.
It really is. So looking through the supply chain data we've pulled for you today, our mission is to map out the explosive economic numbers fueling this entirely new era of global manufacturing.
Right, because the center of gravity for that entire global manufacturing process it's rapidly moving. And the sheer scale of this transition in the data is unlike historical industrial shifts, mostly because of the velocity at which it is happening.
The velocity is exactly what stands out. Okay, let's unpack this math. In 2020, the local assembly market we are focusing on was sitting at around $10 to $12 billion.
Which is already a huge baseline.
Right. But by 2025, the data projects a jump to $40 to $45 billion.
Wow.
Yeah. That is a massive influx of capital in just 5 years. It's essentially building a parallel industrial base from scratch.
It is, and the trajectory actually steepens from there. The projections point to a $150 billion valuation by 2030.
Wait, $150 billion?
Yeah. That indicates a 25% compound annual growth rate.
Oh.
And, if you isolate just mobile phone exports, the volume is skyrocketed 165 times over just a 10-year window.
165 times.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Because scaling raw assembly volume doesn't necessarily translate to capturing the majority of the sector's wealth.
No, absolutely not.
Right. If a region is hitting $150 billion in output, we have to look at what is actually generating that value. Are we actually building the complex technology from scratch or, just snapping together expensive Lego blocks from somewhere else?
That Lego analogy is spot on. The supply chain analysis reveals a massive bottleneck there because this booming ecosystem still relies on outside borders for 95% of its semiconductors and up to 90% of its displays.
Oh, wow. So that means the highest margin components, the pieces that actually drive the technological capability of the device, they're still being imported.
Exactly. The true economic value is basically bleeding overseas.
Right, because fabricating a modern display or a semiconductor requires multi-billion-dollar fabrication plants with microscopic precision levels. It is not something a region can just spin up overnight just because they have the capital.
Yeah, building a localized semiconductor foundry demands a highly specialized ecosystem. You need ultra-pure chemicals, extreme ultraviolet lithography, hyper-clean environments.
Which takes a lot of time.
Decades. That physical infrastructure takes decades to mature. So while the final assembly numbers look huge on paper, capturing that high-margin missing middle of the supply chain remains a brutal uphill climb.
But even if they are just doing the final integration of imported components, the sheer volume has a massive local impact, right? The expansion of the sector has created, 2.5 million jobs over a decade?
Yeah, 2.5 million.
And pulling in over $4 billion in foreign direct investment. That fundamentally changes the economic reality of the region.
It does, but you have to look at the driving force behind that initial job creation, which is pure wage arbitrage.
Right.
Average local wages in this emerging hub sit around $200 to $250 a month. You contrast that with the $1,000 to $1,200 you see in older, established global manufacturing hubs, and the rapid capital shift makes perfect sense.
It makes sense, but relying on a $200 wage advantage is a pretty fragile strategy.
Oh, definitely.
The moment a neighboring region offers, say, a $150 wage, that foreign direct investment can easily just pack up and leave. Sustaining this growth means moving from basic consumer electronics to high-tech manufacturing, like aerospace sensors or medical devices.
Right.
And those sectors do not care about cheap labor. They care about zero defect tolerances.
And that transition is exactly where the real friction lies. Getting certified to produce a medical device means implementing quality control systems that track every single screw and solder joint back to its origin.
It's all about precision.
Exactly. A low wage gets the initial assembly contracts, but flawless execution and navigating rigorous international compliance frameworks, that is what anchors an industry long-term.
So what does this all mean for you? When you look at the smart devices sitting in your home, you are looking at physical pieces of a $640 billion global reshuffle. The map of where our technology comes from is literally being redrawn as we speak.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, scaling basic assembly is a solved equation for this new hub. The real leap to long-term economic dominance requires mastering that missing middle we discussed.
Building the core technological components locally.
Exactly, to actually capture the true margins.
So, as artificial intelligence demands increasingly complex, wildly energy-hungry chips, it leaves you wondering, will the next smart device you buy be pieced together across 5 different continents? Or will this massive supply chain finally consolidate into one dominant new global hub?
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.